Halt! You have stolen my heart. Prepare for a date with me watching the Morrowind review, a Moon Sugar Fortified experience by Seth. Yippee! Thanks for recommending more Seth, so here we go.
Hey people,
Hello.
Seth here. Today, I'll be reviewing the Elder Scrolls free Morrowind. It's been years since the...
Okay, my only experience with Elder Scrolls is I played a little bit of Skyrim, didn't really get the point. And then I played the Oblivion remaster. Oh my god, that game was awesome. Best game ever. And so now I guess this is even before Skyrim and Oblivion, because it said it was number 3.
Outlanders came in and conquered our lands. Every day since, I've been persecuted for my superior beliefs and culture. If it weren't for the Imperial scum, I'd be happily eating salt rice and kwama eggs for breakfast every day and dying of blight by the ripe old age of 30. Only you can comfort me in these troubling times.
Wait, Seth is 30 confirmed? Holy crap. Ripe and old is right. I'm just kidding, I'm kidding.
Uneducated glance. Morrowind might look like your typical open-world sandbox RPG of the early 2000s. However, first appearances are deceiving. Morrowind is actually an RPG about reincarnating yourself to overthrow an order of free gods worshipped collectively as the tribunal because they betrayed you in your past life in order to...
Okay, you're gods and you're reincarnating because they betray you.
Abandon their mortality, with one of them, Vivek, impaling you through the chest with his gigantic penis sword. Meanwhile, another man betrayed by the tribunal has lived on past death, driven mad with divinity, and also has a piece of pottery permanently stuck to his head. Inside a steamy volcano mountain, he plots to overrun the continent by influencing the dreams of bitter, dark elf nationalists, unhappy with the state of political affairs, turning their...
Wait, okay, so it's the same people as not Dark Souls, as Oblivion and Skyrim? It's like the dark elves and they're like mad about something, and then do they have the Imperiums and everyone's like racist towards them?
Dreams into reality as their face cavity collapses, grows a mouth proboscis, and eventually blooms into a full set of eyes and tentacles, ascending as a hunchbacked cephalopod hellbent on genociding all other races off the face of Morrowind and restoring their native homeland to its former glory. You, however, know nothing about this. More of an irreverent prophecy. You will one day...
Wait a second, to its former glory? By eradicating all races, so they just want to perform eugenics? Genocide? Is that the plot to Morrowind? Is eugenics genocide?
Fulfill. You're just a prisoner on a boat left to rot. Instead, you've been granted pardon for your crimes by order of the Imperial Emperor. In exchange, you'll be working with the Imperial Intelligence under Caius Casadus, an Imperial agent who, over the course of the story, is dishonorable.
Dude is shredded. Shredded to the nines. Look at him! Also, he looks so uncanny because they like tear apart his body and put it together like paper mache.
Dismissed from his post because he can't contain his crippling crack cocaine addiction. This might sound like a lot to swallow, but when you consider that a person swallows on average 5 clockwork spiders each year in their sleep, this doesn't seem so...
Is that true? What are clockwork spiders? These look like pepper shakers. They don't even look real.
Bad. Aside from the main story, the lore and background of the Elder Scrolls universe is thoroughly explained.
Would you guys hate me if I said this looks like Roblox?
Documented and communicated to you throughout the course of your play. Most of the lore for Morrowind was written in a single week, while the main author went on a sleepless amphetamine binge, surprising absolutely nobody, and that's where it shines best.
Is this the same game? Is this the same game? This doesn't look like this. There's like TVs and stuff. What? Why does it look like this is in the freaking 50s or something?
Authentic alien setting ever put in games, and second only maybe to Planescape Torment. When everything is so bizarre, nothing is bizarre. Everything put in front of you is so genuine and sincere, you never question it. So maybe the best showcase of a game and the best way to communicate why it's so amazing.
Wait a second, do they actually show like twig and berries on this game? That's kind of funny.
amazing is just telling about all the crazy shit I encountered. Like, let's start with the main diet of dark elves. Eggs. Really fucking big eggs, which are laid by gigantic quama queens under the earth. Sometimes people steal eggs from the mine. They're killed on the spot without trial, since food is precious in this region. If a quama queen dies, the hive fails, and the local villages depending on them undergo a famine. There's technologically advanced dwarven ruins everywhere, complete with clockwork spiders, mechas, and Jewish ghosts, which keep reminding you about the 6 million, but no trace of the dwarves themselves. Why? Because they built God. And since building God is a pretty big endeavor, it's anybody's guess where they went, either to a completely different realm or instantly vanished from existence.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused with the amount of like steampunk-esque in this game. I thought it was meant to be like fantastical, like lions, dragons, magic, stuff like that. But there's a lot of technology, it seems, like robots.
There's a temple in the game with an imprisoned Daedra bound to a religious relic. He's completely chill, calm, domesticated, unless you provoke him, of course. If you keep taunting him, he finally snaps and says, "After I kill you, I will rape your corpse. Don't worry, I'll be gentle." There's one wizard in the...
Oh my god! Oh my god! And I thought Oblivion was bad. Did they just say that?
Game who cloned female copies of himself to have his own daughters, which also act as his wives and concubines. And if you don't think that's the hottest shit ever, get the fuck out. Morrowind is my fetish buffet. Case in point, there's a quest where you're tasked with escorting an Argonian slave back from the docks to her master in another city. Immediately upon delivery, the owner and his guards murder and rip open her stomach on the spot, because it turns out you've just been an accomplice for a local drug cartel, helping them bring a body packer whose stomach was filled to the brim with sweet cocaine. There's
What? Oh my god, it's just like people that do that in like the US and Mexico. What are those called? They're like drug mules.
always politics and intrigue between the great houses of Morrowind, Hlalu, Radorn, and Telvanni. While legally the Empire occupying Morrowind doesn't permit slavery, they can't really stop the Telvanni, since they're incredibly powerful and omnipotent ANCAP wizards, and they don't like guests. That's why there's no stairs in Telvanni wizard towers. If you can't levitate like a normal—
Oh my god, it's just like TF2, the stairs haven't been invented yet.
person, you're fucked out of luck. Do you know how you get promoted in Telvanni society?
What?
You kill your rivals and assume their position. The court of law there automatically presupposes that if an argument was had and you successfully murder the opposing party, then your argument must have had more weight than your enemy. In fact—
Oh my god, that's kind of based. If I murder someone that I'm arguing with, then obviously I was right the whole time. So, check and mate.
you can hover up to a Telvanni tower at any point, murder the resident mage and his servants, and you won't be punished for it. It was their fault for having low security anyway.
Wait, that's so much different from Oblivion and Skyrim. Like, they don't care, like, no matter if you murder, if you're in the right or the wrong, they're just like, Holtz, you go to jail, and they put you in jail. Stop, criminal scum. They did that, like, every 5 minutes when I was playing those games.
Besides, one of the servants sprayed blood all over my chest, clearly violating my NAP. With enough time, sweat, and cum invested into a faction, you can climb through the ranks up to the point where you can build and own your own fortress. Of course, the Telvanni just
I've
grow.
always wanted to own my own fortress, ever since I was a wee clown.
Their fucking forts out of the ground. But first, you will need the approval of bureaucrats determined to kill you off or make your life living hell before they grant their sponsorship. Except one.
The running animations in this game are actually so funny. It's not even like a joke.
Crassius Curio, counselor of House Hlalu, gives his endorsement for nothing more than a kiss on the cheek. Because he's a fag. He's even offered some of the books you can read in-game, most of them banned from the public eye for being the equivalent of erotic fan fiction. One of the most famous and sauciest of these is The Real Life of Queen Baranzaya, where Crassius raunchily asserts that the first queen of Morrowind took fat Khajiit dick, and, bemusingly, complained how painful barbed cat penises were to insert. There's even an in-game—
Oh my god, did you actually know that though? It's like lion penises are like, they have barbs, and then ducks penises are like corkscrews, so it's like painful.
Game explanation for why your character, Venereverine, can save and load the game, since we the player can influence the metaphysical force known as Chim in the Elder Scrolls universe, whereby we can live through different timelines and outcomes in parallel. It's for this reason that Vivek, who has reached understanding of Chim, never agrees to fight the player, since no matter how strong or powerful he is, he knows that you can assault him an infinite amount of times, and eventually succeed. But when you're done perusing the story, how is the actual game?
Wait, so he understands that? Let me read what he says. With this character's death, the thread of prophecy is severed. Restore a save game to restore the weave of fate, or persist in the doom world you have created. You should rest and meditate on what you have learned.
And eventually succeed. But when you're done perusing the story, how is the actual game? Absolutely fucking broken. It's stable 90% of 50% of the time. It's functional.
I heard that this game is really hard because there's not like waypoints. Like you actually don't know where to go when there's a quest. There's like no quest marker. And I've never ever in my life played a game without some sort of quest marker or help from chat.
But the combat system is insane. Forget any notion of fair play or balance. If you can exploit something, you should, because the alternative is getting tapped by a bandit carrying an enchanted twig that paralyzes you for 10 seconds straight per strike. My first experience of combat was quite traumatic. I attacked a tiny scrib creature, thinking it's impossible to lose against something so shitty. Instead, it paralyzed me in place and proceeded to slowly nibble me to death while renewing the paralysis whenever it got close to wearing off. Bravo.
Oh my god. Whoa, Bethesda Chad, that's awesome. Also, that is like the most broken game mechanic ever, but I guess you should like, that means that those enemies you're supposed to kill from a distance rather than up close.
Todd, the game mechanics are bullshit. Either you adapt to it and bask in its ridiculous glory and enjoy yourself, or you refuse to learn. Die horribly and write angry complaints about it on a Korean basket weaving forum. For example, potions and their effects in this game stack. So let's say I used alchemy to make 200 potions of intelligence I could simulate.
Potion seller, you cannot handle my strongest potions, traveler.
Simultaneously chug all 200 potions of intelligence and gain infinite knowledge for a few seconds, during which time I'd quickly tab back into my inventory and use alchemy, which scales off intelligence, to craft several thousand.
That's probably how it feels to chew 5 gum. You eat a whole pack of 5 gum and you get infinite knowledge, with like the chance of you getting some sort of weird tumor in like 15 to 20 years.
Restore fatigue potions using bread and rice in a single nanosecond, which would be so amazingly powerful and potent that their individual market price would be enough to completely buy out the entire store catalog of most merchants. And if in the off chance I chose to use them instead, I would have a permanently full bar of stamina for the next few years of my physical life. In a similar manner, I could do this with other effects, such as Fortify Strength, whereby I can smash the final antagonist of a game with a weapon so hard that he and the weapon would cease to—
Wait, the final antagonist of the game is like the son from Mario? What the heck? Why does he have that piece of pottery stuck on his head?
Exist. But if you just happen to find your friend's Morrowind game open and want to run a funny prank on him for sleeping with a family dog, you can make a potion of paralysis using the same method. From the moment you drink that potion, your character will be paralyzed for about 3 hours. When he comes back and asks why his character can't move, laugh and ask him why the dog keeps crying at night. You can use this time to explain him why bestiality is immoral and illegal in most countries, and how the doctor—
What? Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Where did all those clips come from of the dog girl?
said, your dog's orifice will never fully heal. The game's design offers you a lot of freedom to mess around with. The custom spell making in particular can be abused to make some disgusting spells, such as the ability to camouflage yourself perfectly, 100% for 1 millisecond, and steal something right in front of a merchant. But just because they couldn't see you physically taking the object, they can't establish causality between the events happening around them. It's a great game. The environment and atmosphere really capture a very alien landscape and culture, while the dialogue and text keep you occupied for hours on end. Gameplay aside—
Wait, so you could just gaslight the NPCs is what he's saying? Like you just make everyone really confused even though you're like actively harming everything?
Morrowind could be described as an early 2000s slave trade RPG. And when you get tired of running around, doing errands and reading shit,
Shrek?
you can always download mods or make your own with a construction set and reduce the quality of your experience. A warm thank you to the many members of Akhlalu Merchants Guild, graciously funding these videos against their better judgment and taste. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Yeah.
This is the end of you.
What the frick is this fighting? Oh my god.
Let me live.
That was a crazy good video. I love the fight sequence at the end. I still don't understand like a single thing about Morrowind, to be honest. Like not even one thing I couldn't tell you. Thank you so much for watching this epic react video. Let me know down in the comments below what you want me to react to next. I'll leave a playlist of all of Seth's videos on the left. You can subscribe on the right or down below. I do ASMR. I stream on Twitch. Come check me out and say hi. I love it when people say hi. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye-bye. Mwah. Wink. Bonk. Oh yeah.